Okay, so Switzerland to Illinois to what came next in your story?
So I really enjoyed being in Illinois and being surrounded by the potential of all this technology, and then we moved back to Switzerland, and Switzerland is a very systems-oriented place. People have long-established habits, essentially, right? This is how things function. This is how things work, and that was all fine, but it makes them naturally skeptical of technology in an interesting kind of way. So, for example, something like Facebook, which here took off really quickly and globally. In Switzerland, nobody wanted to get on Facebook because their first inclination was, well, wait a minute, what data am I handing over to this corporation, right? And so that kind of very, I want to say conservative, but not conservative in the political sense.
Cautious.
That Americans would see, yeah, that kind of cautious, preserve the current way of thinking and then advance slowly and incrementally is somewhat at odds with the experience that I'd had of being surrounded by this kind of boom in technology.
Fast changing.
Right.
Unhesitating, perhaps.
Right. And so I knew that I wanted to do something. And entrepreneurship is not a thing in Switzerland. There's a much lower percentage of entrepreneurs in Switzerland because it is much more kind of stable economy. And the general process is that you would join an existing firm. And if you wanted to set up your own firm, you had to be well established already. You had to have, deposit a large sum of money into a bank account and use that as a securitization to then found your company. All these sorts of things that are barriers to entry to a young entrepreneur. And at the time, I also didn't know that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I just knew that I wanted to do something that involved technology and that involved doing something that I felt we all wanted to achieve. So
let me try to put myself in your shoes.
Okay.
Because not too long ago, I was in high school and college and trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So let me pretend I'm you for a second.
Okay.
So, all right, I'm Alex. I really like computers. I have a background in a more entrepreneurially conservative, hesitant to change country, and I'm here in America seeing all this technology, and I know what my skills are. I don't know if that will translate into me getting a desk job at an established company. It may lead to that for some period of time. That may not be where I want to end up, but I want to learn as much as I can because I like this field. It excites me. It can do a lot of good. I can do well in it. So let me just keep putting my feet forward. Let me keep learning more and more, and let's see where I end up in a few years.
So it was slightly different.
Okay.
But it's a great position. But I think I didn't start with an interest in computers necessarily. Like computers were one of the facets. What interested me was the concept that we could make energy from the sun. So in 1990, I was thinking about how to work with solar, and that we could store this energy and transmit it much more easily than other forms of energy. And I felt that transport and transit was a definite interest, and that ultimately I had this feeling, and this is as an 8-9-year-old, so it was quite different in terms of maturity level, but I did have a sense that we ought to be a multi-planetary species.